Ability is longevity, and it's not by accident. I'm sure you have seen people shuffling down the street. I did today, and he was not that old. Toes barely lifting, knees stiff, posture collapsed and bent over. That's not just age, that's a body that's forgotten how to walk well and also out of condition. If you don't train it, it becomes permanent and difficult to fix later in life. This video is about restoring a proper walking pattern, starting with one simple concept: lift your feet, not just your toes, not just your legs, all of it, foot, ankle, knee, hip, all working together like they're supposed to be. Most people think walking is automatic, and it is to a certain extent, until it isn't. As we age, especially if we sit too much and don't use our bodies, several things start to decline. Dorsiflexion. We lose the ability to pull the toes up, pull up towards the shin. This weakness in the tibialis anterior, that's the muscle along the tibia or shin bone, means your foot doesn't clear the ground during the swing phase, increasing the risk of trips and falls. 2. Knee lift. People stop engaging the psoas and rectus femoris. These extend the knee and lift the leg up. A low knee lift shortens the stride and disrupts gait efficiency. That's walking efficiency. Motor control plus stability. We stop using the small stabilizers in the feet, ankles, hips, and core that help manage balance, deceleration, and terrain challenges. This is especially dangerous when stepping down curves, stairs, uneven surfaces, and even avoiding objects. Walking is a fundamental movement, and most people are walking incorrectly. They've lost the mechanics, the control, and the awareness. And when that happens, you end up walking slower and becoming more fragile. Longevity without mobility is a trap. We're not trying to live longer just to sit still. We want movement, we want freedom, we want independence. That starts by rebuilding proper walking mechanics. So here I'm on the stairs, and it's very deliberate, very intentional. What you can't see is me flexing my toes. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to take my shoes off. And I'm not just falling down the stairs now. See how it's very deliberate? I'm controlling my steps up and down. So controlled step, balance, stability, ankles, feet, knees, lifting my knees up, extending my toes. You're actually lifting your toes up, dorsiflexion. And then I'm controlling myself on the way down, not just falling. Here it is, I took my shoes off, and you can see what my toes are doing, which you can't see in the shoes. And to be safe, if you have to do this holding onto a railing, especially walking backwards, it's not that easy. Here we go, one at a time. Let's go over some drills. Toe plus knee lift walks, controlled marching, every step, dorsiflex and ankle, and lift the knee at least 90 degrees or more. We just made a video about exercising with intention. Pull your foot and knee up and through with intention. This re-engages the tibialis anterior, hip flexors, and reinforces swing phase mechanics. Number 2, another exercise. Step up and step down training. Upward movement and downward movement, both matter. Going upstairs, for example, requires strength, particularly from the quads, glutes, and hip flexors. You must lift your foot high enough to clear the step. Drive the knee and push your body upward through the lead leg. If you don't have enough strength, mobility, and coordination, you will miss the step, and that's when you trip. Each upward step should be performed with intention and control. Going downstairs, for example, is about control. You're not just pushing up, you're braking on the way down. That takes eccentric strength, talk about negative repetitions, and the ability to slow your body weight with your quads, glutes, calves, without collapsing into your joints. Step down movements train deceleration. They build the kind of joint resilience that keeps you steady when the ground drops beneath you. Don't just fall down the steps. Each downward step should be performed with intention and control. So people trip and people fall. People trip going up because they can't lift their leg or generate enough force, and they fall going down because they can't control the landing. You need both, strength to rise and control to descend. There are other issues which cause people to trip going upstairs and fall going downstairs. It's not just about strength. There's usually a lack of hip flexion and ankle dorsiflexion. They can't lift their leg high enough, fast enough, and poor coordination. Slow reaction time and fatigue are also contributing factors. Vision, timing, proprioception, we've discussed this in another video. The body's ability to sense its position in space also play a role. People misjudge step height and are late to clear the next step. So we're talking about mobility, motor control, and awareness, not just strength. Another drill, backward walking with high knees. Okay, lift the foot and knee on every backward step. This helps decelerate motion and train foot, knee, hip coordination. This also improves ankle stability, core engagement, and strengthens the anterior chain muscles like the tibialis anterior and quads, which are muscles often neglected by older adults and aging adults.
Now I'm walking backwards, same thing. Very big, but very slow and deliberate steps backwards. Same thing with my toes. Lifting my knees up, pushing my legs all the way behind. Big steps. Big steps. Pretend you're trying to clear an object or there's a wire at every step. You're trying to step over it. And here's an interesting drill. So you just put your shins right up against the treadmill or any object like this. My toes are underneath and it forces me to bring my foot all the way back and up and around instead of making a shortcut. Most people just take a shortcut and that's why they trip. They barely clear the obstacle. This forces you to clear the obstacle. Here I am doing it my bare feet. You can see I'm doing the same thing with my toes. So both my shins are against that treadmill. One at a time, very carefully. I have to balance the whole time. I have to use multi-stabilizer at the same time. You can see it forces me to bring my foot all the way up and around. Now I'm doing it with a barbell with two 45-pound plates to give me the right distance. And I did the same thing. So if you have access to this at a gym, or your home gym, you can try this. Shins right up against there. And it forces you to lift all the way up and around. Now don't put your knees to the outside or inside and cheat this. Just stay nice and straight. Bring it all the way to your shin. If you go too fast, you'll smash yourself in the shin, and so maybe that's a good wake-up call not to do it. Now here it is, lifting it to 90 degrees, then higher. Balance, 90 degrees, higher. Balance, 90 degrees, higher. Balance, 90 degrees, higher.
Using a walker, shuffling the feet, and slow decline. This doesn't just happen overnight. It starts with small losses, less mobility, weak hips, legs, weak back, loss of knee lift, not just muscle atrophy and fatigue, but also brain atrophy and fatigue. Then one day you're walking like you're 90, even if you're only 60. The good news is that you can stop all this now. You can reverse it, rebuild your gait, lift your feet, train your nervous system, your muscles, and your joints to work together. Mobility is longevity, and it's not by accident.
If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about this topic and more about health, fitness, nutrition, inspiration, and wellness strategies, check out my 2 latest books, Biomatic Body, Fitness Strategies from the Animal Kingdom, and the 16 Elements of Fitness. And my other book, Inner Fitness, Your Body, the Owner's Manual. The title speaks for itself. If you have a question about fitness, it's probably in this book. They're both available on Amazon.com or linked from our website, www.phrogfitness.com. Thank you.